What's up, everybody? It's your man's KJ the Great, dropping another edition of All Sports Media TV. But first, I want to say, I hope and pray everything is great your way. Now, let's talk about it. So, we got some interesting news. I know you guys can hear it. I'm sorry I haven't been dropping the videos back to back like normal. But your brother was down and sick a little bit, had a surgery, but I'm back at it giving you guys this stuff. So, all right, November 25th, David Benavidez versus Demetrius Boo Boo Andre. Stacked card, and PBC Showtime was looking to stack that card so much as it was going to be potentially the last, or it is going to be the last pay-per-view that Showtime has, as they are planning to end all boxing, all sporting uh, operations at the end of 2023. Now, we know Jamal Charlo will be making his return against Jose Benavidez Jr. So, you got Hector Luis Garcia. He's coming back on that fight. Lamont Roach is fighting on that fight, on undercard. And one person they were looking to get also on this undercard, but as the co-main, is the welterweight phenom, the IBF interim welterweight champion, Jaron Boots Ennis, who is 31 wins, no losses, no draws, with 28 wins by way of knockout. He was last in the ring against Roman Villa, and he ended up getting a 10th round stoppage over Roman Villa in that fight. Now, the fighter he was supposed to fight, so to speak, was Rashidi Spiliellis, but Rashidi Spiliellis ended up losing to Roman Villa a while back. He ended up losing. He started out strong in that fight. Speedy Ellis did. Then he got dropped a couple times towards the end and lost. Hey, it happens. You got to stay on your toes throughout the fight. But Roman Villa went on. He got the fight with Jaron Boots Ennis. And you can say with that fight, Styles made fight, or the skills of Jaron Boots Ennis took over, ultimately. You can see Jaron Ennis, he's a really twitchy fighter, fast hands, good power in both hands, really good footwork. He has a good ring IQ, and he's still growing and learning as a fighter. So he's got room to improve. But where he's at right now, he's definitely one of the top guys in the welterweight division. Now, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, why don't he get the fight with Terrence Crawford?" Well, seeing as how Terrence Crawford is locked up with Earl Spence Jr. to figure out what they're going to do next year for the rematch, that's not going to happen. And also, seeing as how after that fight, both of those guys will likely be moving up to 154. So they're going to have plenty of fights that are bigger name fights down the way. So Jaron Boots Ennis, he's kind of stuck in the welterweight division, you could say, for a little while. Now, they were trying to get him, as I said before, as the co-main to Demetrius Andre and David Benavidez. But everybody they asked to fight him turned him down. Now, there are a few reasons for this. Now, the fighters that Jaron Boots and his team let everybody know that turned him down was Cody Crowley, Keith Thurman, and Emantis Stanionis. Emantis Stanionis is the current WBA regular welterweight champion. Keith Thurman is a former unified welterweight champion. So, those were pretty big fights that could have been made. Keith Thurman obviously would have been the biggest one of the three to make. But it was said a while back that he wanted upwards from $7 to $10 million to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. And we knew that wasn't going to happen. We knew he priced himself out on that. Keith Thurman ended up taking a fight with Mario Elasteca Barrios. He got a unanimous decision in that fight, but it wasn't his best showing. His ring rust and inactivity showed as he was getting hurt to the body a lot throughout that fight. You mentioned Stanionis hasn't fought in just a little while, as he was trying to get the fight with Virgil Ortiz on, I think, 3 or 4 separate occasions. They had to postpone that fight. Either one side was hurt or one side suffered some illness or injury. So now that fight is completely off the table at this point. So why didn't they take the fight? Money. It's money. It's a money issue. It's a money issue. That's why you hear these fighters say, if it makes sense, then, we can make it happen. Well, a lot of times the fighters who are promotional free agents, you'll hear them say that. If it makes sense, then we'll make it happen. People like, there's no knock on people either. Terrence Crawford, Javante Tank Davis, Devin Haney, and as well, just some of the top guys that have you've heard people say it. So the PBC, Al Heyman and all those guys, they were trying to work up something to get him a fight with somebody. Although he's not signed to the PBC, he's not signed with them. He was signed with Showtime, and now that Showtime's out of the business, he's totally free. So imagine trying to make a fight where you have to shovel out money and not get no return on it, especially if the fight doesn't even do well. We don't know what this pay-per-view is going to do. I believe the pay-per-view is going to do some pretty good numbers. I think it may do upwards of about 300,000 pay-per-view buys. That's just me. Maybe, maybe not. I think David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade both have a good, strong following to where it could probably push up into those type of numbers. I've heard some people say upwards of 500,000, but I don't know if I'm going to go that high. I'm going to say 300,000, maybe 350 max. That's just me. But that fight was going to take place November 25th. So now there's no, it's looking like Jaron Ennis won't fight again for the rest of the year, as, there were other potential Showtime cards that were going to be held. And he could have been the co-main too, or fought on the undercard. And that would have been the December 9th potential pay-per-view exhibition bout that Floyd Mayweather was in talks to have. That fight is off now as well, because Showtime, they just want to get it done. They want to be done. They want to be done with the sport of boxing, all sport operations, so that they can move forward. Paramount Global, who is over Showtime, they're not putting a budget for anything boxing wise at all whatsoever right now or anymore. So they just want to be done. So it's that's why I said it's looking like Jaron Ennis might be done for the rest of the year, as the PBC and the PBC and Al Heyman are looking pretty much for a new home. A lot of people, including myself, are thinking that might end up being Amazon Prime. And they may kick it off in a big way next year with some big fights. So I'll do some videos about that a little later. You guys get that later this week. But you guys, yeah. So what do you guys think is next for Jaron Ennis? What do you think is next for him? Who do you think he should fight next? Do you think he should go ahead and just sign with the PBC and secure himself some big name fights, because they're there. He's just not signed, but he needs to be signed so he can secure these fights. So let me know what you guys think. Drop that comment down in that section for me. I thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to keep these videos rolling as my health gets better, and I'm going to give you guys all that good fire stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.